back. This is PJ Sports Talk. I'm your host, PJ, and I'm here with Dominic and Dylan, my co-host, Downtown Dylan. And we will be having a phone interview. And it is Skip Mahaffey, and he has his own show here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. And his show is called The Skip Show. And it's Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. And starts at 3 p.m. We should be getting a call very soon. Skip, I know you had a background of country music, and what made you decide? How old were you when you decided that you wanted a show? And welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. How old? I would say probably. I was probably about 5 or 6, to be honest with you, because I had a little transistor radio that my grandfather gave to me, and I used to sit and listen to the Dodgers games. And I would listen. I really just thought it was cool the way Vin Scully made it sound. I mean, I felt like I was sitting right there, and I thought, wow, that'd be really cool. I knew I couldn't be a baseball player, so I thought maybe I could talk about baseball on the radio.
And what made you decide that you didn't want to talk baseball on the radio?
Well, because there were a lot of guys who were a lot better at it than me. And I liked it. I was a big fan of music, loved music, so I thought, well, I'll just do that instead.
And what type of music do you play?
Do I listen to at home or just in general, or what type of music?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, pretty much anything. Just whatever. There's all sorts of stuff I like. Yeah, I did country music for a long, long time, and that's where I pretty much started. On a little radio station in Oklahoma, and that's what we were playing, and I just enjoyed it. My dad listened to it a lot when I was a kid. So, I decided why not.
And I know you mentioned a big name out there who did sports casting for the Dodgers.
Yes,
who are your mentors?
Oh, boy, that's a good question. It depends. There are a lot of guys that do different things in broadcasting that I really respect. Vin Scully, as a matter of fact, the guy who I listened to when I was a kid, he is still on the air. He's still doing Dodger games, so I listen to him whenever I have a chance to on satellite. There are guys that I listened to when I was a kid on the radio in California. They were rock and roll jocks, guys with the names of Charlie Tuna and the Real Don Steele and Sam Riddle. These were all guys that used to play the records, and they just sounded like they were having such a blast, and I just decided I wanted to do it.
And Dylan has a question for you.
Awesome.
How has your transition from country music to talk show host been?
Well, you tell me. You guys like to talk a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of figure as much. But you get to talk about all sorts of different kinds of things, and the show is on 2 hours, and I like the music just like everyone else, but a lot of people have iPods and smartphones, and they're getting their music there. So making the transition was pretty simple, really, just a decision that I wanted to talk about something else, and so I did. It's pretty easy.
And we are talking with Skip Mahaffey. He has a show Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network. And this is PJ Sports Talk. I'm PJ, your host, with Dylan and Dom. And Dom has a question for you now, Dominic.
Could you share with us your website, www.skipshow.com?
Well, actually, you know what? You guys have some pretty good stuff on your website and also your Facebook pages that I checked out. And I'm in the process of changing all of that because, it was primarily doing a lot of blog stuff and talking about the country music and talking about a book that I wrote. And now we have to switch it over to talk about, kind of the stuff, guests that we have on the air, and what we're going to be talking about next. And, getting, it's changing a lot of the information. And actually, in the next week or so, the new website, skipshow.com, should be up and running.
Cool. And can you name some things that will be on that website?
Well, a lot of the people who are listening, and you know this, that we have a lot of guys and gals that are listening online. I know that you've got a lot of friends that are out of state that listen online, and sometimes because of the time difference, they can't listen while we're live. So a big part of it's going to be podcasting and replaying a lot of the interviews that we had. For example, yesterday, I spent most of an hour talking to Andy Allen, who was on 3 space shuttle missions. And there was some really fascinating stuff on there, and I would like to be able to share that with as many people as possible. So the podcasts will be on there. We'll talk about shows that are coming up. And, you never know. I mean, really, it's kind of wide open to whatever's going on.
And what's in store for you in the future? And I'm not talking about you wearing an orange Home Depot smock. No orange Home Depot smocks for me. I just want to keep doing what you guys are doing, because you got to admit it's a lot of fun and it beats working. But we get to do a lot of important things. We meet a lot of people, and we get to talk to people in the community. And sadly, there are way too many places, or fewer places, I should say, where you can do that, where you can talk about things that are going on in town, talk about stuff that's important to you guys, and we just want to give people an opportunity to feel like they're part of the community. And Dylan has another question for you.
All righty.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Right now, I'll tell you, my favorite sports, I love the Rays. And I love the fact that the Rays beat Boston last night, and I'm hoping they can do it again tonight. And also, too, PJ and I were talking about this the other day, and he's just not a fan, but I'm watching the Tour de France, the bicycle race. And I do a lot of bike riding up and down the Suncoast Trail, and I know a lot of people around the area. They are all bike riders, so I've been watching that pretty closely, and of course, you can't get away. The U.S. women's soccer team is just on fire, and I'm kind of curious, what are you guys predicting about that tomorrow?
I'm predicting that the U.S. will win because they're just studs, just like I said on your show 2 days ago.
Yes, sir.
And what about you guys?
I still think U.S. is going to win because they have great skill and they have a lot of good players. I think because the U.S. is going to win because we don't have to listen to, the Army or anything.
Well, keep in mind, too, that we've played Japan a couple of times and we've beaten them every time, and they're a much smaller team just in size, and our girls are pretty tough, and we've got a great goalkeeper, and I think she's going to be the difference in the game. But I'm thinking... I'll even go so far as to say we'll win by 2 goals. I don't know if it'll be 2-0. I don't know if it'll be 3-1, but I'm saying we'll win by 2 goals.
And Dominic has a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Skip, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, you know what? I'm a vanilla guy. By the way, there's ice cream in the fridge, in the freezer in the back. Tell Bill to go get it for you. Bluebell dropped off some ice cream, and it's still sitting back there.
I love that, too.
Dylan, are you a vanilla
guy?
Not really. I'm more like a chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You got to have variety, man. You got to have variety.
Yeah. It's happy to have you here, and we are talking with Skip Mahaffey on PJ Sports Talk at the Tan Talk 1340 network. And he has a show Monday through Friday, and it's 3 to 5 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network. And
there you go.
Do you play any video games? Because we love video games.
I'm really bad at it. I'm really, really bad. But, I'm barely handling Epic Mickey. That's how bad I am. But my daughter, my two daughters, especially my 24-year-old daughter, she is great. She loves playing Halo. And I'm trying to figure it out. But it's, I'm an old guy. It's over my head. I'm barely handling Bubble Burst on my smartphone. So
all you have to do is tap your smartphone.
I know. I'm telling you, the smartphones are taking over for all of us. Be careful. You guys are going to get replaced by smartphone pretty soon if you're not careful.
And iPhone app. Well, for your show, do you have an iPhone app for your show?
Working on that. Hopefully by September. Do you know anyone that knows how to make them? Because I don't.
My mom does.
She does?
Yes.
Somehow I believe that. There's not a whole heck of a lot your mom can't do. She's a pretty smart lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer.
Well, we are talking with Skip Mahaffey, and on the Tan Talk Radio Network. His show is Monday through Thursday, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Skip, do you have any questions for us?
I'm just kind of curious, like when you guys are like really big, super cool, sports talk guys, can I be on your show again?
Okay. Well, Dominic has a question for you.
Yes.
It's not really a question, but all of us likes to play. Me, PJ, and Dylan like to play Halo 2.
You do?
Yes.
Well, from what I understand, my daughter's pretty ruthless, so I don't know if you guys, I don't know how well you guys would do, but I'm sure you'll probably hold up. But sometimes my daughter, her language gets a little salty when she's playing, so I don't know if your mom would approve of that.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of that stuff on there.
Yeah, there's some stuff on there. Well, actually, it's usually just coming out of her, though, so.
Well, Dylan, do you have any questions for him?
Well, what's your daughter's rank?
I don't know.
I thought you were good at video games. I thought you know stuff.
She's good. I watch her play, then I get confused.
Well, if you passed high school, then you should know because you should know the Army ranks.
I don't know. I mean, I know the ranks. I just don't know where she is.
There's the colonels and the majors and.
I'm sorry. I'm humiliated and I'm embarrassed. You know, she's moving some stuff right now, and what I'll do is I'll call her and find out what her rank is, and then I'll text PJ's mom and let her know, so she can tell you guys.
All right. Well, anyway, I know how you like country music.
Yes.
What's your favorite country music star?
You know, right now there's a type, a category of country music, because you know how you can break down hip hop and rap and R&B and that sort of thing, breaking down into different levels. There's country music that I'm listening to a lot these days. It's called red dirt music, and it's a lot of Texas artists, and it's a lot of guys from Oklahoma and Missouri and Arkansas around there. And it's a little rockier, a little edgier, and I'm listening right now to a guy named Blue Edmondson, who, by the way, will be on the air with me this Thursday if you'd like to get some free downloads from the guy.
Cool. Well, I know my favorite country music star.
Yes.
It's the only country music star I know, but it's Blake Shelton. He was on The Voice, and it just seemed like he was a really nice guy. So.
Well, let me tell you, I have known a little tidbit of information that I'll share with you guys. Is the first time Blake Shelton was ever interviewed on the radio. When I was, we were in Los Angeles at an award show, and I was the first person to ever interview Blake Shelton after he got his record deal. And that was, oh my goodness, maybe 10 years ago. And I'm telling you, he really is one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. And he is also very genuine, and he's very friendly, and he's very funny. But sometimes, too, his language gets a little salty. So, I mean, have Mom follow him on Twitter for a little bit and then see if it's okay if you guys can do it, too.
All right. Well, we got to go to thank you for being on the show, and thank you for letting me be on your show. We got to go to a quick commercial break, so see you later.
See you later. Thanks, guys.